You've seen them in movies, games, and ancient legends. But have you ever wondered what would happen if an Eastern and Western dragon actually met? Would their powers combine? Or would they clash in an earth-shattering showdown? Join us as we dissect the unique traits of these mythical beasts and settle the age-old question: who is the true Dragon King? Hello, mythology lovers, and welcome back to the Nightforge. Today we're diving deep into the world of the most legendary creatures of all time. Dragons, but not just any dragons. We're pitting the serpentine, wise Eastern dragons against the fierce, fire-breathing Western dragons. It's a tale of two entirely different beasts, born from two distinct cultures, each with its own incredible story. So, grab your popcorn, and let's get ready for a legendary showdown. Let's start our journey in the East, where dragons are not monsters to be feared, but revered celestial beings. Imagine a creature with the body of a snake, the antlers of a deer, the claws of an eagle, and the scales of a carp. This is the classic image of an Eastern dragon, or long in Chinese. Unlike their Western counterparts, they don't have wings, yet they soar through the skies with divine grace, masters of the weather and water. They are symbols of luck, power, and prosperity. In ancient China, the emperor was even called the son of the dragon, symbolizing his divine right to rule. These dragons are deeply woven into the fabric of Eastern culture. They are the guardians of rivers, lakes, and seas, believed to control rainfall, floods, and typhoons. Farmers would pray to them for a bountiful harvest, and sailors would seek their protection on long voyages. Think of the Dragon King of the Four Seas from Chinese mythology, a powerful deity ruling over a magnificent crystal palace at the bottom of the ocean. These dragons aren't just animals. They are intelligent, often benevolent gods who can interact with humans, offering wisdom and aid. They are a force of nature, but a nurturing one, representing the life-giving power of water. Now, let's fly across the globe to the west, where the story takes a much darker turn. When you picture a Western dragon, what comes to mind? Probably a colossal, scaly lizard with massive leathery wings, sharp claws, and a terrifying ability to breathe fire. Think of Smaug from The Hobbit, jealously guarding his mountain of gold, or the dragons from Game of Thrones, used as weapons of mass destruction. These are the dragons of European folklore. They are often portrayed as malevolent, greedy creatures, symbolizing chaos, destruction, and evil. In Western mythology, dragons are the ultimate challenge for any hero. Slaying a dragon was the pinnacle of courage and valor. Legends like St. George and the Dragon depict a brave knight defeating a terrifying beast to save a princess and a town. This story became a powerful symbol of good triumphing over evil. These dragons hoard treasure, live in dark caves or desolate mountains, and terrorize nearby villages. They are brute force incarnate, driven by primal instincts like greed and hunger. They represent the untamed, destructive forces of nature that humanity must conquer and control. So, we have two very different contenders. On one side, the Eastern dragon, a wise serpentine, water-wielding deity that brings luck and prosperity. On the other, the Western dragon, a brutish, winged, fire-breathing monster that hoards gold and represents chaos. It's a classic clash of wisdom versus might, water versus fire, creation versus destruction. Let's talk about their powers. An Eastern dragon's power is elemental and cosmic. They can shapeshift, become invisible, and summon rain and storms. Their strength isn't just physical, it's magical and tied to the natural world. They represent balance and harmony. A Western dragon's power, however, is pure raw force. Its armored scales are nearly impenetrable. Its claws can tear through steel, and its fiery breath can incinerate entire armies. It is the embodiment of overwhelming physical power. Imagine them meeting. An Eastern dragon might try to reason with its Western cousin, using its wisdom to avoid a fight. It could summon a torrential downpour to try and douse the Western dragon's flames. But the Western dragon wouldn't be interested in talking. It would see a rival and attack, unleashing a torrent of fire. This is where the battle gets interesting. Water against fire. The Eastern dragon's agility and magic against the Western dragon's brute strength and armored hide. Who would win? It's tough to say. It's like asking what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. The origin of these differences is fascinating. It lies in the different ways ancient cultures viewed the world. In the East, particularly in agricultural societies like ancient China, water was the source of life. Rain meant good harvests and survival. So, a creature that could control water was seen as a benevolent god. In Europe, however, life was often a struggle against a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. Untamed nature represented by predators and natural disasters was something to be feared and overcome. A powerful, destructive creature like a dragon became the perfect symbol for those fears. So, as we trace dragons through the ages, we see a tale of two cultures. In the East, dragons evolved from protectors to symbols of imperial power and national identity. You see them everywhere during Lunar New Year celebrations, in dragon boat races, and in traditional art, always as a sign of good fortune. In the West, they started as symbols of pagan chaos for early Christians to defeat, then evolved in fantasy literature into complex characters, sometimes evil, sometimes misunderstood, but almost always a formidable force of nature. So, who reigns supreme? The Eastern dragon, the symbol of divine wisdom and life-giving power, or the Western dragon, the icon of unstoppable might and fearsome independence? The truth is, there's no single answer. The supreme dragon depends entirely on what you value more, creation or conquest, wisdom or power. The Eastern dragon is a symbol of harmony with nature, while the Western dragon is a symbol of humanity's struggle against it. Both are incredibly powerful in their own right, and both have captured our imaginations for centuries. Perhaps the real magic is that one word, dragon, can inspire to such wildly different but equally magnificent creatures. They reflect the hopes, fears, and values of the cultures that dreamed them into existence. Each is a king in its own realm, a titan in its own mythology. What do you think? Which dragon do you find more fascinating? Who would you bet on in a fight? Let us know down in the comments below. We love reading your thoughts and theories. Thank you so much for joining us on this mythical journey today. If you enjoyed this Clash of Dragons, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of myths and legends. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious.